Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Lynn Dunn from Stamptastic Designs. Thanks so much for joining me today. I have a couple of birthday card ideas that I want to share with you again. So I'm on this birthday card making kick. So today I'm going to share kind of the second half of the birthday cards that I created. I shared a couple of them with you on Wednesday. And now today I'm going to share the rest of them. So Wednesday I shared some daisy cards. And so today I'm going to share the rest of the cards I created. And basically, I just cut out some embellishments from my designer paper to, I cut out the little florals to create embellishments for my cards. So good morning, everybody. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Let me know if you are not hearing me. I'm a little technology challenged, so having me on the screen and the cards on the screen, I'm hoping that you can hear me. So good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome. So these are the cards that I'm going to share with you today. So they feature a new pattern paper called Flower and Field, and it's one of the celebration items that you can get for free in January. So I'm going to share a couple card ideas with you. I have three of them here on the screen, but I have four more that I'm going to share with you. I'm just going to grab the pattern paper. So let's see if I can do this here. So this is the sheet of designer paper that I'm using. And basically what I did is I cut out different florals, so clusters of the florals. So let me grab one here. Like for example, I cut out this little cluster, which can be found right here on the designer paper. So I cut out a variety of different florals, cut out the larger ones, then cut out the smaller ones. And so that's what I'm using to embellish my cards for today. So even though you can't get this paper right now, I bet you have some designer paper in your craft room right now that you could use to create the cards that I'm going to share with you today. So you can find all of the measurements out on my website. I did link to my website in the description with this video. So you can go out there and put all the measurements out there for each of the cards that I'm sharing today. All right, so let me pop off the screen here. Hi, guys. Bye, guys. I'm going to pop off the screen and just pull up the cards. So these first three cards that I'm going to share with you, these are the ones that I'm going to actually make with you today. They're just basically, I use the colors that were in the designer paper. So the orange color is pumpkin pie. And then this pattern paper is one of the patterns that's in that Flower and Fields pack. So this is a bumblebee color done in little polka dots. So all of these little embellishments, like I mentioned, I cut these out by hand. Yes, you have to cut them out by hand. I cut them out from the designer paper. So I cut up the entire sheet of designer paper and just cut out all the flowers. And then I created a bunch of cards with them. So, all right, so let's start with this card. So for all of my card bases, I am just using white cardstock for the base of my card. And then for this particular card, what I did is I actually created it already. Sorry. But I cut a 5 by 3 3/4 inch piece of pumpkin pie cardstock. And then I put my designer paper, I glued it on right away. So this is just a 1.5 by 5 inch piece of designer paper. So I glued that on right away. And then once I had that on there, then I embossed this side of the cardstock. So you can see that I only partially embossed the cardstock. I didn't emboss, obviously, the side that I put my designer paper on. So I just wanted to share that with you before I put this on. And then I just created a little bow, wrapped some twine around here and created this little bow. So I got a brand new glue thing here. So hopefully this works. I'm going to put some glue on here and we'll add this to the front. So that's why I say the card designs I'm sharing with you today, you guys can really use this with any pattern paper that you have. Of course, it's very pretty with the new pattern paper, but it'll work with any pattern paper. So I'm sure that you have some pattern paper on hand that has some nice florals that you can cut out and use for embellishments on your card. Okay. So the other thing that I did is I'm using one of the birthday sentiments from a new stamp set. So let me grab this. I shared this with you guys on Wednesday when I did my video, my YouTube video. So I'm just using the sentiment here, the happy birthday sentiment or greeting for the front of my card. That's it. So you can use any greeting, any birthday greeting that you have, whoops, to embellish your card. And so all I did was just use these little florals and just added some cute little embellishments to the card. That's it. That's how easy this is. I'm going to just grab another dimensional here. Now I know I have a bunch of floral papers, so I could do this with any of the floral papers that I have. So there we go. That's how easy that is. And then I like to kind of puff up my bows a little bit. So I just tied two pieces of twine together and created this little bow. Even though I have a bow on there, I am going to add another one to really make it pop. There. So that is what the card looks like once I straighten this out. So there is the card. I want to show you the inside though, because I did a bit of decorating on the inside of the card as well. So one of the cool things about this new stamp set that is coming out for Celebration is it has, you know, the birthday greeting for the front, and then it has some nice little sentiments that you can use on the inside of your card. So this is just a great way to use up your pattern paper. So if you have some scraps, this is just like a 5 1/4 by 1 inch piece that I put on the inside here. And then I again use those same florals that I decorated the outside of the card with. I use those on the inside of the card. So very easy. Okay, so let's do this next one. The next couple of cards I have are just kind of my, I guess, my favorite go-to pattern. I like using this panel style card, I guess. So I create a bunch of different panels. This is a great way, again, to use up your designer paper or your cardstock, you know, if you have scraps. So this middle piece is 1 3/4 inches wide here, and then it's 5 inches long. And then these two pattern paper pieces are 1 by 5 inches. And so basically we're just going to adhere these directly to the card front to create our little background. And like I said, this is a great way to use up, you know, some of those scrap pieces. Just add them to your card front and you get a nice little backdrop for your card. So these I'm just adhering directly next to each other. And of course I embossed my centerpiece. I used that wrapped in texture. There's like 2 embossing folders in there. So I used the wrapped in texture embossing folder to create these little polka dots on the centerpiece. Okay, so that's the basic card design. And then I just took, hopefully this is big enough. Then I just took a scrap piece of black cardstock. So it has to be at least 3 3/4 inches long. So it covers, you know, the length on the bottom there. But we'll just do a little bit of paper tearing because you guys know how much I like my paper tearing. And then we'll add this to the card. So this just kind of brings out that black color that is in, you know, the designer paper. So we'll just add this to the bottom. Oh, it's a little short. Nobody will notice. You guys can't notice. And then I again used my birthday greeting. So just my happy birthday greeting right in the center of the card. And I'm just using some layering ovals. So I got the scalloped oval, and then I have my stitched oval that I'm using. So they layer together really nicely. And then again, we're just going to add some of these florals. So the main reason I wanted to share these card ideas with you, they're very simple for one. Um, but the second reason is because I just love how, look how that card got dressed up just by adding those little embellishments that I created from my DSP. So it's very cool. And then we'll just add a little bow here and we'll trim this down. And of course you can add, you know, embellishments and stuff. I use some little glitter dots. You can use whatever embellishments you have on hand. Okay, and then on the inside of this one, I did, again, some decorating, same kind of style with the last one. I just used a different floral image to do some decorating on the inside. So kind of fun. All right, and let's see, this last one is another panel style card. This one I went a little crazy with my florals. I had a lot of little florals. But the concept for this one is pretty much the same as the one I just shared. The only difference is I cut my paper pieces a different size, but it's still, you know, kind of that 3-panel card. So my outside pieces here, this cardstock, these are 3/4 inches wide and they're 5 inches long. And then my middle one is 2 by 5. And then, you know, this one is the same size. These are the same size. So we're basically just going to adhere these to our card. I better straighten this out a little bit, just a little bit. So we'll just kind of go right down the row here. And so I just eyeball everything. If it looks straight, it goes on. You know what I'm saying? All right. So there's our little panel design. Oops, sorry, I'm going off screen. I'm so excited, I'm going off the screen. Okay, so now same thing. I'm just adding my little greeting to the front. So here is my greeting. And then I'm just decorating it with a bunch of florals. So we'll add all these little florals. Every single one of them I cut from that designer paper. It's actually quite relaxing to just kind of sit and cut these little pieces out, kind of while you're watching TV or if you have your TV on for background noise, which I typically do. So you can see just by adding all these little florals, whoops, how it just kind of dresses up the card quite a bit. All right, and then I'll use a little glue dot to add my bow. And then we'll trim off these excess pieces here. Cut it down a little bit. And that's it. Cute, cute, cute. And then I did the same thing, I think, on the inside of this one, did a little bit of decorating. So it's just really cute. I really like this paper. Well, I like the colors together. So, all right. So these are the orange color flowers. I'm going to also show you some other ones. So in this, I'm going to bring this out here. In this paper, let me grab it. There's kind of this large cluster of flowers right here. So I cut out this entire cluster, kind of left it all together. And that's how I created these next couple of cards. So these are just the large, you know, florals. And I just added some designer paper in the background and then just put the floral on the card. So you really can, you know, you don't have to just cut out little individual flowers. You can cut out large clusters of flowers to create basically a focal point for your card. So it looks pretty cool together. And then I again added my birthday greeting. And this time on the inside, I also used those florals. So on the edge of the designer paper, are these floral pieces that kind of are cut off. So they work perfect for kind of tucking them under there. Nobody knows that this is cut off. Well, except for you guys, because I'm telling you that. But otherwise, nobody knows they're cut off. And that's a great way to use up your side pieces. Let me show you these pieces here on the end. So this is the piece that I used here to create, a little decoration for the inside. So kind of fun. So that's that one. And then I did the same thing here. You can see I cut this floral just a little bit differently. So instead of cutting it like this, I left these orange and yellow flowers on instead of cutting them off. So for this one, I kind of cut all those off. So you can make the florals as big or small as you want to. And then here's what the inside looks like. So this is one of the sentiments from that Approaching Perfection stamp set. So really cute. And then again, another fun design. So I just changed out, notice how I changed the background. So this has that polka dot background, that yellow polka dot background. This piece is 5¼ by 4 inches. This is just a 3 by 4 inch piece of that yellow paper in the background. And then this one is 3 by 5. So you can change, the look of your card just by changing the pattern paper that you have in the background. So again, here's another floral, a little bit different. And then that's what the inside looks like. So really super cute. So I had a lot of fun putting these cards together. I think it's just really cool to be able to cut up that entire piece of designer paper to create just some fun cards and fun florals to embellish my cards with. So I'm sure that you guys have some floral pattern paper that you can use right now to put together some of these cards. You can use these exact same card designs, but you can, use the florals that you have on hand. So that's what the cards look like. So all of these cards are out on my website. So I have linked to my website in the description with this video, so you can get all the measurements for all the background pieces for my pattern paper so that you can create your own cards. And then I've also linked to my birthday club. So I have a birthday card making club that is going to start in January. So each month I'll be featuring a new suite of products from the new catalog. So we will be making a variety of different birthday cards using those products. But the birthday cards are designed in a way that you can use really any products that you want to create the cards. So there you go, you guys. I hope you enjoyed these card ideas. Like I said, they're pretty quick and simple. Probably the the longest part would be cutting out your little floral embellishments, but otherwise the designs are pretty simple. So, all right. So have a wonderful day, everyone, and I will see you guys again next week. Take care.